Hello, artists. Today we are going to be doing the roll a cave painting drawing. So I just printed out the sheets to see what animals and figures I'm going to be drawing. I'm going to be just referring to this so that it'll be easier for you to see what we're working on, but you can just have this up on your computer as you go along. I also have a piece of brown construction paper. You can also use packaging paper or some craft paper if you have it, or if you just have brown construction paper, that will work. I have a die. A very large dice. Make it easier for you to see. And I have my colored crayons. So the instructions have pastels. If you don't have pastels, a lot of people don't have pastels at home. You can use crayons, are perfectly okay to use. Crayons will give you a lot of the same effects. I have the colors that they picked for the schemes. I have yellow, gray, orange, black, white, brown, and I have a red crayon. So the way that your roll and draw project works is you're going to be rolling your dice, and then your roll will be determined on up here as to what you see, what you are going to draw. I'll move my crayons over to the side here. First thing that we need to do is crumple up our paper so it looks kind of like flattened out again. It'll be textured, just like a cave would be. I'm going to crumple my paper up. I don't want to rip it. Crumpled, and I'm going to flatten it back out. Now I have that nice cave texture. Oh, I ripped it a little bit. Yeah, that's all right. So the first thing, we can take our white pastel or our white crayon, and we're just going to lightly go over the background of this. And this is going to give us a nice kind of background. We can pick up that texture a little bit more of that wrinkled paper. A little bit hard to see, but you kind of get the idea. So we're just going to roll our dice. We're going to do. So the first one we do need to roll is for our color scheme. So which crayons are we going to use? So I'm going to roll my dice. 6. So I'm going to go down here, and my color scheme that I'm going to use is going to be brown, white, gray, and orange. I'm going to add red to that too. So I'm going to just kind of outline this one so you guys can know what color scheme we're going to use. So I'm going to get rid of all those other crayons that we didn't use. So I need white, gray, orange, and red. I'm going to keep them there. And brown. So those are the crayons I'm going to be using. So I'll take my yellow and take that out and take my black out. All right, next thing I need to know is what my first animal is going to look like. So my first animal, what's my first animal going to be? 3. All right, my first animal is going to be, I'm going to go animal 1. This is my first animal. I'm going to take my darkest color. My darkest color is gray. I'm gonna go down to 3. It looks kind of like a weird animal. I don't even know what that is. What would you call that? Let me know what you think you would call that. That's weird. So I'm just gonna try to draw that just right here. I have a 3. I'll put that up there. My animal is this one here. Got some small little legs here. Goes up. It's got a big hump. Maybe it's like a buffalo. Maybe it kind of looks like a buffalo with a super big horn. All right, we got our first animal. I said it doesn't have to be perfect. There we go. All right, number 2, animal number 2. We rolled a 5. All right, so I'm going to go down here. Animal number 2. And I rolled a 5. I'm going to go over here. Looks like this definitely looks like a buffalo. I'm just going to try to draw that buffalo. Put that up there. I'm going to just find a different space on my paper to draw my buffalo. All right, animal number 3. Also a 3. Same as the first one. So again, I'm going to go over here, animal number 3. I'm going to go down to number 3. Oh, I got a horse. Big, kind of large horse. So I'm going to be doing this one, and I'm going to put him over here on my sheet. So here's what my sheet looks like so far. I'm going to be putting my horse right over here. So I like to just draw the outline shape of the horse or whatever animal I'm doing first, and then I can add in those details. All right, next we have 3 animals. So we're going to move on to our figures, so our people. We have some people hunting, some people sitting, and some bow and arrows were big, how they catch the animals. So let's roll again. A 6. All right, 6. So I'm going to go to my figure 1. And I'm going to go down to number 6. I got a guy with a bow and arrow. So I'm going to put him maybe going after this buffalo type thing over here. He's kind of like kneeling down. All right, one more figure. This will be our last figure. And went off the screen. 5. Should I put it over here? So I'll go down. Last figure, number 2. Go down to number 5. Oh, here we go. We got a bow and arrow guy. And where should I put him? I'm going to put him up here, kind of like very on top. All right. So we have all of our figures on here. Now we just need to add some highlights. So I get rid of that sheet. So you're just going to color in some different parts of your animals. Add some highlights on the animals. Do some shading. Add some browns. And then my animals. I can add some shadows. My animals have shadows. My people. When we're trying to pretend like we're cave people and we're drawing these on the caves with different pigments that we used from crushed berries and maybe even some bugs. I'm gonna go in there with some white. It's hard to see the white. If you have pastel, the white will show up a lot better. So the white kind of shows up with the crayon. I'm gonna add some orange in here. Make it nice and colorful. Then we can go and add a little bit more background in here. Some of the colors. And there you go. There is our finished roll and draw cave picture.